allow the Nuggets to get those easy rhythm looks that they tend to have.
Kind of handles things offensively. Here comes Rivers, and he is turned back. That interior defense by the Blazers, and that was one of the question marks it's been all season. How well can this team defend? Stroking from the outside, C.J. McCollum with a triple.
Yeah, and how about the two-way play from C.J. McCollum? Because he's the guy that ends up with that block shot on the drive by Rivers, and a nice boost there on the attack for the layup.
Campazzo, the native of Argentina, what a story he has been. A beautiful backdoor pass, Lillard, a pass.
The play without the basketball, so vital. A nice attack by Campazzo and
Jokic.
And Spiro, great point. People forget that, it was Nurkic who was the first-round pick of those two and thought to be the better player, but it was quickly figured out that the Joker had.
Here's McCollum, Dak shot. That's that defense. Rivers able to extend as McCollum turns it over. Already a couple of takeaways by this Denver defense. Rivers on a three. 7 straight points for Denver. Off balance, that's Powell. Jokic was there to bother the shot. Now Gordon in the open floor. Rivers from the corner. 10 straight.
Being aggressive, and again, those are the kinds of fouls you want to commit if you're the Denver Nuggets. You want everything to be about force and aggression in this matchup with the Blazers.
Here comes Powell.
Another great athlete on that starting five.
Third team foul as Jokic underneath, just too good, going right. Here's McCollum trying to create some space, so skilled with the basketball in his hands, a little bit short, rebound Jokic, and he is knocked to the floor, no whistle. Jokic then reaching back for it, somehow comes away with the basketball. Here's Rivers, they'll reset. Campazzo from three.
And in essence, so the question is going to be, can they sustain this level of intensity defensively, and can they create, and I should say continue to make enough shots from the perimeter to balance off what they're going to get from the Joker.
What a start for Denver. In game one, they had that 9-point lead right around the 8-minute mark of the third quarter, and then everything went south. But this has been a different looking team here at the start of game two.
Creating space in that mid-range game, he is a thing of beauty when it comes to scoring the ball from that position.
Early shooting numbers underneath. His aggressiveness, talking about Gordon in game one.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's such a nice fit for who they are when healthy, right? When you got Jamal Murray, because he's not a primary scorer, but he's a guy that can, as well as.
Denver drafted Carmelo.
Wow.
Fresh off that incredible run as a collegian at Syracuse, national championship. 8 illustrious years. But right now trying to stick it to his old team. Here's Monte Morris, puts it on the deck, and Denver.
And protecting team, so opportunities are going to be there, especially with Nikola out there, because you don't want to take a body off of him if you're Nurkic.
Here's Jokic, fires and hit. Nurkic. Jokic going no look, but it's taken away by Anthony Simons.
Yeah, that was a beautiful look. Just had a little too much spin on that pass. Didn't allow for Morris to grab it cleanly. My goodness.
Lillard. Broke from Lillard. Rivers off from deep.
And so many people talk about the N.B.A. and, well, these guys, they don't play defense. And what I was telling you when we were talking in the production prior to the game is he's
trying to make it difficult as much as he can against Lillard.
And he did. That's a good job defensively, even on a make, because ultimately that's what you're looking for, is just to not give up the ways. And, there's a lot of talk about Denver and what they didn't do offensively, and they've been great tonight offensively, but it's the defense in this first quarter that's been most impressive.
Here comes Lillard, the driving kick. Simons, that's threes. Big, timely shots in really his first big minutes as a frontline player in the N.B.A. playoffs.
And he has worked his tail off, and credit C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard too.
Here comes Lillard, a little bit of contact, was expecting a whistle that never came. Well played by JaMychal Green. Outside Porter.
And company had in game one.
See the run by Denver. Michael Porter Jr. with here in the second. Nuggets are, and right now the Blazers just look stunned. Team with all kinds of playoff experience. Can they respond? Anthony has to fire and hit.
First game, so I really want to see how they respond. And if Phoenix, much like we've seen from Portland night, are they going to be ready for what you would expect is going to be a very intense and aggressive performance by LA?
And look at that, starting from McCollum now with 5 points.
And that's to be expected, Spiro. Like that's where their firepower at Denver comes from. When you talk about Porter Jr. and also Nikola. But if you're the Blazers, oh boy.
Millsap. Rivers from the corner. Underneath. Boy, clean strip by Cantor. Millsap took it back, puts it down, and a lack of game plan.
Strategy of how you're going to play situations and personnel. And he didn't feel like his guys, nice find.
The Denver Nuggets, if you've just joined us, shooting at a 67% clip. And right now have opened up an 18-point lead. Lillard.
It feels like more right now if you're Denver. So if you're Portland, you just want to chip away at this thing over the next 3-4 minutes and see if Denver can sustain this level of offense that we've seen thus far.
Here comes Howard. His shot, left hand.
Jump shots for young players that you should really study those guys. It is incredible.
Can Lillard get them?
Selling out defensively and delivering on the offensive side. That's what gives that group confidence. And now let's see if Denver can answer.
Lillard, and he is up in the standings and finished with a 3 seed. Is really a testament not only to the players, but again to the player that Jokic has become.
That has always been regarded as a solid passer, but not necessarily the playmaker that we've seen thus far. He had 13 assists in that first game, which was really impressive to go along with the points. Already 4 here tonight, so getting great balance between the player taking.
Mention
no Zach Collins. You know, he hasn't been a part of this either, and he's dealt with just
up on the final 2 minutes. Denver has led by as many as 18. Lillard
got that's an example of not having game plan discipline, because there is no way you're supposed to hang back on that pick and roll. Is as lethal as anybody in our league at that shot. You cannot hang back. Better job there of stepping up and taking the challenge.
He is carved. Damian Lillard, 8 threes. He has tied an NBA playoff record held by Vince Carter. And we still have a lot of basketball. McCollum sizes up Morris, elevates. Tough mid-range jumper. And Denver controls.
And I'll tell you what.
Gordon, contact, and he's fouled. Anthony has not quite had the same impact that we saw him in game 1. 7 seconds. Blazers out of fouls. Jokic from 3. Got it. 8 points for Gordon. Campazzo, the theft. Here he comes to the
going here, because just going against a loaded defense with that much size from a standing position makes it a little more difficult for him to get going.
Foul was on Jokic. What a pass. Dame dropping a dime to
rotations. He does a terrific job of that for the Nuggets.
Oh, beautiful backdoor cut.
A great find for that finish.
Denver Nuggets, top 3 seed in the West for a 3rd straight postseason. 26-10 since the All-Star break. And was that man?
Another uncharacteristic turnover.
First on McCollum. There's Porter off the back of the rim. Blazers with possession. They're down 12. McCollum to the rack. Forman again. They won their first 7 games with him in the lineup. Gordon follows his own miss. Porter. Playoffs. Here's Jokic fading away, and Denver suddenly has extended to a 17-point lead.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I just love the response from the Nuggets and how they have come out here and played with that sense of desperation.
Now Lillard brought them back in the first half. Can he do it again? Bangs in and offensive rebound. Simons gets it to Melo. I would have cut it to 11. Here's Morris into the paint. From Morris. Can Portland use this and somehow ignite their offensive game?
And they are an offensive team, right? 29th in the league in terms of defensive rating. So typically it's their offense that gives their defense.
His second triple tonight. Largest lead of the night for Denver. Look at Lillard. Everything they've had to contend with. 47 wins. ACL, just such a devastating injury. And the players, GA, that they have playing in key spots in the biggest moment of the season as Covington hits a three.
Level.
Jermichael Green steps into a three. Final 5 seconds. Lillard trying to find some daylight. Finds McCollum. This is an open three with more than 9 minutes left.
And yeah, you want threes, but if I'm Portland, I'm attacking the rim and trying to get 13-point game. Plenty of time, but this next minute, maybe two stretch is going to be big with the Joker on the bench.
Look at all the
night. And what were there, 26 free throws attempted in the entire game?
Little different. Morris. And the finish. Harrison. Blazers need to put some stops together. Millsap. Off balance. Green is there. Take that amazing run that Lillard had in the first half. It's been a bit of a rudderless attack. As
experience on that roster, particularly in that backcourt, and the sense of urgency just wasn't there. You know, outside of Lillard, they didn't really get a lot from some of the other guys.
One direction. As Denver has answered the bell so far here in game 2. Jokic, offensive rebound. Foul charge to C.J. McCollum. Marvel at. Yeah, the other thing that not enough people talk about, he played in all 72 games this year. No nights off. No injury management. Kind of a throwback, something that's been a again.
Great cut, and then also
Dan Issel, one of the all-time names in Nuggets franchise history. Jokic thought about it. Now to Campazzo. That's an open three. And rest of our TNT crew. Michael Malone was hoping for a response from his gritty group.
They've been terrific. And really, everybody who's played for Denver tonight has had a positive impact on the game. Man, that's really impressive.
That would have been a week in the hospital for me, Gio.
Goodness.
What a night for Morris. He has been huge for them off the bench. 12 points, 7 assists in a reserve role. He's become such a reliable backup spot starter for Michael Malone the last couple of years. Isn't
a player is capable of doing. I don't know that there's ever been anybody that does everything. That typically is reserved for.
Oh, he's got some skill. He's got some talent.
He does. He really has some skill.
Rondé.
Intensity and the sense of urgency. Like they didn't come ready to battle. That's the bottom line. And it was almost as if they were.
We'll give you their thoughts on what has been a thoroughly dominating second half performance. 128, 109. After that basket by Nasir Little. Into the corner, Najee. Shot clock down to 3. After fire, three-pointer won't go that time. Najee had the three-point attempt. And the final seconds are going to come off the clock. All those questions that everyone was asking of Michael Malone's Nuggets after game 1, they're going to put those to bed at least for 48 hours.